Two arrests, one execution-style killing, and a case that just crossed a dangerous new line. Late last night, Gauteng Police confirmed a move that could expose who really pulled the trigger and who may have ordered it. This matters now because the justice system has just shown its hand. You're watching Mzansi PoliScope, where South African politics, crime and the law are examined without noise, without spin, and without fear. If you value verified facts, accountability, and analysis that respects your intelligence, subscribe and stay with us. In December last year, South Africa's music industry was shaken by the assassination of Warrick DJ Warras Stark, a popular and well-connected DJ whose killing immediately raised questions far beyond a random act of violence. This was not a robbery gone wrong. This was targeted, deliberate, and executed with precision. DJ Warras was gunned down on 16 December 2025. Since then, the investigation has moved slowly, carefully, and in near silence. That silence broke this week. Gauteng Police have now confirmed that a second man has been arrested in connection with the murder. According to Brigadier Brenda Muridili, the arrest happened late last night. However, she has made it clear police are still awaiting a full report before releasing detailed information. SABC understands, and this is critical, that this second suspect may be the alleged shooter, but at this stage, police have not confirmed that, and responsible analysis means we respect that boundary. What we can confirm is this. This is now a two-suspect murder case, not speculation, not theory, but formal criminal proceedings. And the timing of this arrest is not accidental.
I can confirm that last night at around 2000 hours, a team comprising of crime intelligence, provincial investigation unit that falls within the Federal and Violence Crime Investigations in the province, as well as Ekurhuleni Metro Police, were in Ekurhuleni at informal settlement called Marathon in Primrose, where they arrested another suspect, a Mozambican national, who is illegal in the country, and the suspect has been detained and he will be appearing in court on Monday, facing the charge of murder as well as contravention of the Immigration Act.
Just days before this second arrest, the first accused, Victor Majola, appeared in court seeking bail. He was denied, and the reasons for that decision matter more than most people realize. Magistrate Analyse didn't rely on emotion. She relied on procedure, evidence, and risk. Let's break it down. First, flight risk. Majola submitted two conflicting residential addresses to the court. In bail law, that alone is a red flag, because bail is built on the assumption that the accused can be located, monitored, and compelled to return to court. Conflicting addresses undermine that entirely. Second, an untested alibi. Majola claimed he was elsewhere on the day DJ Warras was killed, but crucially, that alibi has not yet been tested under cross-examination. In South African bail jurisprudence, an untested alibi does not protect an accused when the state presents strong prima facie evidence, and this is where the case becomes particularly serious. The magistrate found that the state's case is strong. Why? Because Majola was positively identified at an ID parade. That is not circumstantial noise. That is direct evidentiary weight. But it goes further. There is a witness who places Majola near the crime scene, seated with the alleged shooter and a third man for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Not passing by, not coincidental proximity, but sustained presence. According to that witness, Majola was heard saying, "There is that man." That statement matters, because in criminal law, words can establish intent, knowledge, and participation. If proven, this is not the language of an innocent bystander. It is the language of identification, potentially even coordination. Now add this second suspect into this picture. Police don't arrest a second suspect at this stage unless one of two things has happened. Either new evidence has emerged or an existing version has been corroborated. There is no third option. And if this second man is indeed the alleged shooter, as preliminary information suggests, then the case structure changes dramatically. It becomes a linked execution, not an isolated act, which raises uncomfortable questions.
As this case unfolds in court, the battle lines are not just between the state and the accused, but between two competing narratives about evidence, fairness, and process, and the defense lawyer has made that conflict explicit. On one side, the state has argued forcefully that the evidence, including CCTV footage allegedly showing Victor Majola near the scene and witness accounts, establishes a strong prima facie case. Prosecutors have also cautioned that releasing Majola on bail could compromise ongoing investigations and risk witness interference. On the other side, Majola's defense, led by advocate Dumisani Mabunda, has repeatedly challenged the strength, availability, and handling of the evidence that the state relies upon. The most prominent example came during the bail hearing when the defense demanded video evidence that police claim was obtained from a butchery's CCTV camera near the Zambezi building. The lawyer argued that access to the actual footage was essential for fairness. He made it clear that without reviewing the video, the defense could not meaningfully address the state's claims about Majola's presence at the scene. The defense framed this as more than a tactical request. It was a challenge to the integrity of the prosecution's case. Mabunda told the court that failing to provide the footage could amount to a miscarriage of justice because the defense lacked the opportunity to independently verify what the state was alleging. This view stands in stark contrast with the state's position. Magistrate Analyse ruled that the absence of the physical footage at the bail stage did not shift the legal burden and that the video's evidentiary value would ultimately be governed by formal procedures once forensic analysis is complete. She noted that the video has been sent to lab analysis and is not ready for immediate viewing. The defense also raised questions about chain of custody and the handling of that footage, pointing out that the original copy held by the butchery had been deleted after being handed to police, potentially complicating the defense's ability to challenge the state's version of events. Beyond evidence, the defense narrative has also emphasized Majola's community ties, assets, and denials of involvement. Majola testified in court that he is self-employed, has dependents, and insists the case against him is built on assumption, not proof, a classic argument aimed at undercutting the state's risk assessment. In response, the state has characterized the defense's arguments as distractions from substantive evidence and has stressed that the investigation is at an advanced stage, with further arrests expected and crucial evidence being processed.
So the fault lines run deep. State narrative, strong prima facie evidence, need to protect the investigation, risk of interference if released. Defense narrative, evidence not fully disclosed, critical footage unavailable, and risk of unfair prejudice without access to that material. This clash goes to the heart of South African bail jurisprudence, a domain where procedural fairness intersects with public safety and investigative integrity. And it's this dueling interpretation of process and evidence that will continue to shape how the courts handle the case as the next chapters of this murder investigation unfold. So what happens next? First, the second suspect's role will be clarified, formally in court, not through leaks or headlines. If he is confirmed as the shooter, the prosecution's strategy shifts from who did it to who ordered it, because assassinations rarely stop at the trigger. Second, Victor Majola's defense becomes significantly weaker if the state can align witness testimony with a co-accused's version of events. And third, the public interest element intensifies. This case is no longer just about one DJ's tragic death. It becomes a test of whether organized, targeted killings can still be dismantled through lawful investigation. The public should care because this is about deterrence, about whether planning a killing still carries consequences beyond the shooter. And because the way this case is handled will signal how serious the system is about dismantling networks, not just arresting individuals. 2 suspects, 1 victim, and a justice system now under quiet but intense scrutiny. Was this a crime of opportunity or a coordinated execution? And more importantly, do you believe the courts are finally closing in on the full truth, or are we only seeing the surface? Leave your thoughts in the comments, debate respectfully, and stay engaged. This is Mzansi PoliScope, where the facts speak louder than the noise.
Yeah.
It's
You're getting a white t-shirt. Like a short.
jeans.
Yeah.
So who's that guy then?
I don't know.
That's the guy that called him out.
But then he said there's somebody with me.
Yes.
He knows.
But that guy didn't run up with you. So I knew what I was
He probably called him out to get shot.
Maybe his car's parked this side. So he pulled me into the car.
You can also secure.
Where's the caretaker for this?
Security. No, he's not around.
Was he here today? No.
Which one?
The caretaker for that building.
No.
Okay, let me call him and ask him.
What is number? Joseph.
Because of him. Hey, dude. Hey, hold on.
Were they taking long?
Yeah.
In the car? They long there for the car? Daisy.
Yeah, but
Daisy behind him, ne? Black brown.
Now he's going to come back and you see him do that.
I'm sure he...
He walks back down.
Yes, he is.
It's a film coming.
Yes,
Blue pants.
Deadlocks.
Yeah,
The green tea. First day, we want him. Daisy.
Now you get the footage from the other side. Let's go check in the other shops that side. But
Yeah.
around the
See
corner.
how far he
Let's go
went
check
down.
from the front view.
Yeah.
Let's check from the front where they passed that car. If this
No, there he's
Let's just see
crossing.
where he's